Hello everyone. I'd like to welcome you to the second annual Google Cloud Government and Education Summit. Thank you very much for joining us today. Despite the impact of the pandemic over the last 18 months, government and education leaders have achieved incredible milestones. You've brought to life the next generation of drug discovery, reimagined how each of us work and collaborate in new environments, propelled an unwavering focus on climate change, and ushered in remote learning and public services to constituents. Thank you for all that you've done to help us serve our communities when we have needed you the most. It's been an incredible testament to the power of innovation to solve new problems. Our mission at Google Cloud is to provide every organization with the infrastructure, platform, and solutions to accelerate the pace of digital transformation. We are grateful that so many leading organizations, governments, educational institutions, and others in the world are choosing us as their primary strategic partner for digital transformation. We help organizations transform in 5 important ways. First, a data cloud that allows you to unlock the value of your data, combining structured and unstructured data across all your data sources with powerful AI to help you find insights. Second, an open infrastructure cloud that helps you migrate, modernize, and develop new multi-cloud services. Third, a collaboration cloud to help your passionate and talented employees communicate with each other and to collaborate in a hybrid work environment. Fourth, a trusted cloud to ensure important data, users, and applications are protected from cyber threats and to address emerging sovereignty requirements. And fifth, by providing a suite of industry-specific solutions to solve important problems specific to your industry using our expertise in AI. And lastly, we do all of this while offering the best value and on the cleanest cloud in the industry. We continue to work hard to meet more compliance standards around the world. For example, we've added to our list of services that are FedRAMP High approved. We're also proud to announce that our products now support both state-level criminal justice information services standards and the IRS Publication 1075 on tax information security guidelines. This allows agencies in the most critical and secure parts of the government access to the strongest and most advanced operational capability. I'm also thrilled to share that we have achieved a major milestone to make Google Workspace available across all federal government agencies, even in those who require FedRAMP High compliance. As of today, Google Workspace has achieved the FedRAMP High provisional authority to operate. Earlier this year, President Biden announced the Cybersecurity Executive Order, which is focused on transforming government and critical infrastructure cybersecurity. Accelerating the journey to zero trust is central to these efforts, and we've announced new solutions to help you on your zero trust journey. First, Google Cloud Zero Trust Assessment and Planning offering helps you reach the security goals through zero trust architecture planning for core applications and data. Second, our Secure Application Access Anywhere offers a container-based approach for secure application access and monitoring in cloud, hybrid, or on-premises environments. Third, for our customers with greater sovereign needs, Google Cloud is partnering with trusted local technology partners, starting with T-Systems in Germany and Thales in France, to offer even more operating independence and verification control. And finally, we made two significant announcements at Google Cloud Next this October. First, our new Work Safer program is designed to help organizations communicate and collaborate securely, bringing together the best of Google with powerful services also from our cybersecurity partners, CrowdStrike and Palo Alto Networks. Second, we announced a Cloud CISO initiative, the Google Cloud Cybersecurity Action Team, that brings together experts from across Google to help you shape your security transformation. We know that delivering government services and educating students is incredibly complex. Our Transformation Cloud can help offer you better insights with our leading data and analytics capabilities, more choice and flexibility with an open cloud, and the ability to connect and collaborate securely, all on a safe and secure, trusted platform. Thank you for choosing to spend time with us and for all you've accomplished these past 18 months. We are honored to support you as you address the most important challenges facing our world. Now I'd like to turn it over to Mike Daniels, Google Cloud's Vice President of Global Public Sector, who will share more about how we're supporting customers across the public sector.
We have just received IL4 authorization to help us better serve the Department of Defense. We are very excited about this important step forward, along with all of the other important progress Thomas shared, as we seek to serve all aspects of the global public sector.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Google Cloud Government and Education Summit. I'm Mike Daniels, Vice President of Global Public Sector for Google Cloud. As you heard from Thomas, we're focused on opening doors for you to digitally transform and are committed to supporting your compliance needs, building robust teams with deep expertise of your industries, and bringing the best of Google to our solutions. We've seen the public sector embrace a tech company ethos, finding new avenues and methods to hire fast, experiment, and weave technology into how you deliver your products and services. We've seen you embrace technology to digitally transform in three main ways. 1, help teams accomplish more at greater scale. 2, empower public servants, educators, and organizations with data and information. And 3, build human connections through technology as the primary way organizations interact with constituents and learners. Today, you're going to see how customers from around the world are transforming their organizations with us, how government and education leaders embraced a mindset of openness and created avenues to digital transformation, accepting bold ideas and new methods. Public servants are able to use technology to help their staff and teams accomplish more and at greater scale than ever before. And our leadership in machine learning unlocks insights to accelerate human achievements. In a world before data and AI, getting higher quality, more accuracy, or higher satisfaction often meant greater costs. Our customers understand that this is no longer true. We're seeing services and processes get more efficient with scale, at less cost, and remarkable speed. What I admire most about this next story is how they piloted and tested, creating agile experiments that can be scaled at a remarkable pace. The U.S. Navy spends billions annually to fight rust and corrosion on its ships. This is to be expected given its vessels are largely made of steel. However, inspections of ships, aircraft, and vehicles are a time-consuming and critical part of keeping the U.S. Navy at top performance. To address this issue, Simple Technology Solutions, a Google Cloud partner, built a corrosion detection and analysis solution using Google Cloud's artificial intelligence and machine learning platform. Leveraging Google's native computer vision capabilities and commercial drones, the team identified corrosion of interest and aerial images of vessels with confidence scores of more than 90%. The team successfully completed the first phase of the project to help identify rust and corrosion in hard-to-reach places of ships, developing an agile and scalable approach to automating fleet management inspection. As our collaboration continues, Phase 2 of the project aims to achieve the same corrosion detection capability across any required platform, including aircraft, buildings, bridges, and other infrastructure across the Department of Defense, and other commercial verticals like construction and maritime shipping. The Navy was adamant that the system be developed at an accelerated pace to address the urgency of the problem. It's in Google's DNA to try new things quickly. And to enable our customers to experiment rapidly, Google Cloud has introduced RadLab, an online research and development laboratory to empower scientists, engineers, and technologists to conduct their research and prototyping efforts in Google Cloud. This new solution will help match your urgency to solve your most pressing challenges. The COVID-19 pandemic tested our nation's public benefit system in unimaginable ways. With an unprecedented 60 million individuals turning to unemployment and social services to satisfy their basic needs, state and local governments were stretched to meet the demand. Like many states around the country, the Wisconsin Department of Workforce Development was confronted with a deluge of new unemployment claims. Using Google Cloud's data analytics and AI tools to digitize and streamline claims processing, in the first half of 2021 alone, Wisconsin disbursed $2 billion in unemployment benefits, clearing its 2020 backlog of more than 750,000 claims and reducing the time it takes to help citizens from weeks and months to just 2 to 3 days. I'm thrilled to welcome Amy Pachacek, Secretary Designee at Wisconsin's Department of Workforce Development.
Thank you so much, Mike. I'm Amy Pachacek, Secretary Designee at the Wisconsin Department of Workforce Development. I've been here at the department since September of 2020, when the governor had asked me to step in and help the unemployment division work through the unprecedented amount of claims that they had received as a result of the COVID-19 pandemic. When I first got here, the first thing I did was start basically an assessment of where the unemployment division was. And notably, there were over 700,000 claims pending in an adjudication backlog where folks were just waiting to determine if they were going to be eligible or not to receive a payment. You know, the department had received over 4.5 years of work in a 9-month period. The amount of claims clearly had been like no other in the history of unemployment. And Wisconsin was not alone in this challenge. But one of the areas where we were really at a huge disadvantage was with the level of technology that the department had inherited over the years. I was shocked when I did an assessment and found that those claims, all of those unemployment claims, were being administered on a 1970s COBOL mainframe. And I am really talking about the black screen with the green blinky cursor where you have to press F5 to navigate. I mean, it really reminded me of my childhood playing Oregon Trail in the early 1980s, although not even that advanced. So not only that, but I also learned that if a claimant needed to send in verification to our unemployment division, you know, whether it was a termination letter or a wage statement, you know, they had to submit documentation. They had 2 ways to do that. They could mail it in an envelope with a stamp, or they could fax it into the division. You know, I haven't seen a fax machine in 25 years. So it was just really something else. And all of that paper would end up in a mailroom, mountains and mountains of paper where employees would then need to go through, scan, and do manual data entry. So at the time that I got here, there were about 500 employees pre-pandemic, you know, in the unemployment division, and they had already staffed up to about 1,900. But still weren't really able to make the progress on that claims backlog. And it was pretty clear to me that people power alone was not going to solve this problem. We needed a technology solution. And that's when I reached out and began my conversations with Google Cloud. And Google Cloud was able to bring to the table artificial intelligence. It was basically a super adjudicator. That's what we called it. And the artificial intelligence looked at 8 million prior claims, how they resolved, and basically learned the very complex eligibility rules in the state of Wisconsin. And what we were able to do then is take that backlog, do a fraud screen, and more strategically work through internally based on the confidence scores that Google Cloud gave us about whether or not a claim would proceed to payment, or if it perhaps wouldn't. And then we would send certain claims back to adjudication, certain claims to our fraud unit, and then just work through it that way. And what we were able to do is get through those 700,000 plus claims that we'd still be working on today in a matter of 4 weeks, which is exactly what we needed to do for the people in the state of Wisconsin who were laid off due to no fault of their own and needed to put food on the table and keep a roof over their head during, a global pandemic. So it was an amazing partnership. We continued our partnership with Google Cloud, and they were able to help us with a claims portal upgrade so that individuals in our state can now send in documentation to prove and verify their claim right off their smartphone. They can take a photo, send it right in. You can upload documentation from a laptop. And then on the back end, we are also able to pull that data automatically off those documents and incorporate that into our workflow. The other partnership that we had with Google that was really fantastic was a secure messaging component. Folks previously weren't able to electronically message their claims adjuster if they had a question. And so now we have text messaging, secure messaging right on our claimant portal. And these things just continue to help us with efficient processes so that we are able to supply the needed benefits to the folks in our state and just really get that access increased and be more efficient in service to the people of Wisconsin.
Organizations have emerged from the pandemic with stronger labor, health, and human service delivery for their residents. State and local governments expanded access to services to solve for work, cash, food, and healthcare needs. And local community organizations in places like Hamilton County, Ohio, and West Virginia were providing a suite of modern online software solutions that help governments disperse emergency rental and mortgage funds faster and more accurately than ever before to the families who need it most. Today, we're also excited to announce our public benefits solution, a suite of services that help public sector organizations improve the benefit experience for constituents while also improving operational efficiency. The solutions support critical benefits our communities need to recover, including food, rental and housing assistance, employment, and health care. Wisconsin is a brilliant example of how technology has become the primary way you interact with constituents and support communities in times of crisis. The COVID-19 pandemic has highlighted that in addition to providing access to benefits, fostering trust with constituents is more vital than ever. We'll hear from the UK Cabinet Office about how they are working to build vaccine confidence and address misinformation. Gerald, thank you so much for being here today. Can you start by introducing yourself and telling us about the challenge the Cabinet Office was looking to solve?
Thanks, Mike. My name is Gerald Mullally, and I'm a director at the UK Cabinet Office. My team provides communications, delivery, and capability building support to governments and multilaterals around the world. As part of this work, we've been leading the Global Vaccine Confidence campaign as a deliverable of the UK's presidency of the G7. One element of that work, which we are building in partnership with Google Cloud and the World Health Organization, is the Global Vaccine Confidence Platform. So in terms of the challenge that we faced, even prior to the crisis, WHO declared vaccine hesitancy as one of the top 10 global health threats. Now, with COVID-19 vaccines being approved and rolled out, and with lives and livelihoods on the line, we face a once-in-a-generation challenge of ensuring trust and confidence in vaccines. Importantly, Mike, the public's willingness to accept a vaccine is not static. And therein lies the opportunity for governments, multilaterals, and NGOs to promote vaccine confidence globally. But evidently, therein also lies the risk, specifically for misinformation and disinformation that increases vaccine hesitancy. Overall, there are three main issues that we faced. Many institutions, public, private, academic, NGO, have very useful and important data and insights on vaccine hesitancy and health misinformation around the world. However, it is siloed and it is fragmented. In addition, many partners were developing content to promote vaccine confidence and tackle health misinformation, but it was inaccessible to others. And finally, the diffusion of learning from one country to another has been too slow. We believe that a shift is needed from siloed individual institutions to a network of delivery partners, but this concept can only work with enabling technology, so that effective collaboration can occur in the delivery of our joint aims as multilateral partners, in this instance, to address vaccine hesitancy and health misinformation. And that is the importance of the platform we are building.
Your work really allows for deep understanding of data sources from countries across the world, better insights and learnings, with technology enabling collaboration across those barriers. How did you get started, and what did Google Cloud bring to the table?
The issues that we faced in terms of fragmented insight, siloed content, and limited dispersion of learning as we attempted to work across institutional boundaries led us to develop a set of proposals. One of those proposals is our vision to build digital infrastructure with the WHO to enable the collaboration of international, national, and local partners, including in vulnerable countries, to promote vaccine confidence. We started small and we scaled quickly in partnership with Google Cloud, building a minimum viable product for our global platform in just 6 weeks. More specifically, for our solution, we needed to understand how communities feel about vaccines, about the risks and benefits, their views on safety, effectiveness, and importance, and also how those beliefs are changing over time. We needed a solution that provides a central source of insight on citizen sentiment towards vaccines across as many countries in the world as possible. So we leveraged the sentiment analysis component of Google's Intelligent Vaccine Impact solution, which has been developed in partnership with the behavioral data scientists, Syntasa. The Syntasa team identified and consolidated all available data sets on vaccine hesitancy and leveraged tools such as Bigtable and BigQuery, in addition to the Google Cloud Natural Language API, in order to make it possible to identify prevailing opinion, whether positive, neutral, or negative, assess the magnitude of sentiment, and get updates as perception changes. Using sentiment analysis on a global scale with global data sets, we can develop insights to prioritize and direct communication and intervention efforts around the world. For our MVP and through Google's business intelligence and analytics tool, Looker, we have developed 4 main dashboards. A global view of vaccine hesitancy to enable multilateral stakeholders to identify countries for prioritized support. The global view then is taken down to a country level, and 2 main views of our data as possible: audience and narrative. And we've completed this for 110 countries around the world, enabling us to work with our partners to begin to tackle the issue of vaccine hesitancy in a data-led way.
Thanks, Gerald. What's in store for the future of the platform? And how else can we expand sentiment analysis to other work?
Through appropriate data governance and security procedures, we intend the platform to ultimately be accessible to a large set of stakeholders to support our joint aims. This global vaccine confidence network of stakeholders is composed of hundreds of institutions engaged and involved in tackling the issue of vaccine hesitancy and health misinformation. From partner governments, major donors, multilaterals such as the WHO, World Bank, and UNICEF, to NGOs, academic institutions, and of course the private sector, such as pharma and tech. All of these institutions have what we have termed attributes of impact: data, content, capability, that if enabled and leveraged, could have a measurable impact on vaccine confidence at a global scale. So that, for example, academics can access the data to conduct research and then feed their research insights back into the capability build element of the platform, whereby governments and multilaterals can partner to share content and activate joint campaigns, whereby major donors and NGOs can prioritize their interventions in lower capability countries, or those countries where there are more limited resources can easily tailor existing content on the platform for their own use. But I do think the approach we have taken might also work for other priorities in addition. There's potential to build something similar, focused on sentiment towards climate change, as an example, one of the largest global issues that we all face, and also to support democracy and tackle mis and disinformation associated with it. It is my view that some of the most important global issues that we face require us to overcome the challenge of collaborating across institutional barriers and also across borders. And enabling technology is really needed to do that.
Gerald, this is an incredible example of bringing together multiple data initiatives happening globally. What was your key learning or piece of advice you'd have for other leaders?
Great question. My main advice is to start small, iterate quickly, and do so with external partners that have the specialist expertise that you need. That was vital in our case. As I mentioned, we built the MVP for the vaccine solution in less than 6 weeks of intense work. It is possible. But I fully recognize that innovation in almost all organizations, including government, is very challenging. So my last piece of advice, hold true to that vision that you have and persist, persist, persist. The outcomes that you eventually achieve and the importance of those outcomes to the citizens that we all serve will be well worth the effort.
Thank you so much for persisting, Gerald, and for sharing your story with us today.
Thanks, Mike.
Constituents engage with government organizations across a wide variety of communication systems, from websites and apps to advertising campaigns, social media, and news feeds. With Google's sentiment analysis tool, government organizations can direct communication efforts to help major initiatives gain traction by providing clear and accurate information to those who need to hear it most. As Gerald mentioned, one of the major global issues with real impact for individuals and governments alike is climate change. Taking on the challenge of the new global reality we face with increased storms, flooding, and other unknowns will require strong collaboration across institutional boundaries and borders. Governments and researchers play a vital role in understanding and responding to these changes quickly. That's why we're committed to this goal in 2 ways. 1, helping reduce your environmental impact with the cleanest cloud in the industry, and 2, using our technology to help the public sector adapt to be more resilient, reduce emissions, and strengthen renewables. In 2017, we became the first major company to match 100% of our annual electricity use with renewable energy. And by 2030, our aim is to become the first major company to operate on carbon-free energy 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. Google's commitment to a more sustainable future means we are working to enable everyone to make more sustainable choices through our products and provide transformational technologies that help build a safer, more resilient future for us all. To help organizations measure, report, and reduce their carbon emissions, we've launched carbon footprint reporting for Google Cloud, so every user can measure and report on their carbon emissions in the Cloud Console. We're now integrating Earth Engine data sets and models directly into Google Cloud and BigQuery to help organizations source materials responsibly, manage land in a sustainable way, and reduce carbon emissions. Google Cloud is excited to be a partner with Climate Engine, a tool that uses Google Earth Engine for on-demand processing of satellite and climate data.
The Earth is changing at unprecedented rates. These changes are happening in every part of the planet, including our ecosystems, our cities, our supply chains, our natural resources, and our water. Economic and environmental security depends on our ability to keep up with, understand, and respond to these changes. Fortunately, new technologies to monitor the Earth are proliferating. Thousands of satellites and drones are taking millions of images of the planet every day. Sensors are generating data every second. The problem is not the lack of data. The challenge is converting this data into actionable insights to help tackle these changes. Climate Engine is a Google Earth Engine enterprise solution on Google Cloud. Climate Engine helps organizations convert Earth data into actionable business intelligence to track risks, better predict the impacts of extreme events, gain critical insights into changes, and understand opportunities for increased sustainability and climate resilience. We do this by providing an ecosystem of science partnerships combined with the big data infrastructure of Google Cloud. Together, we can build a more sustainable, resilient future.
Achieving these breakthroughs will require visionary leaders with audacious top-down goals. It's my pleasure to introduce Chancellor Lori Carroll, whose leadership at the University of Minnesota Rochester led to NextGen Med, a partnership between the university and Google Cloud that combines innovative education technology and immersive learning experience for students pursuing healthcare careers.
What would it take to create a radically different college experience, one that ensures all students can succeed, graduating with the vital competencies our rapidly evolving future will demand? We know a reimagined university requires a relentless devotion to the learner, a radical commitment to data-driven educational practice, and partners who share value but bring distinctive expertise. Why is now the time to reinvent higher education? Let me tell you, if you're clinging to nostalgia about the swell way things used to be on college campuses, you are ignoring some cold, hard facts. We have been squandering human potential for decades. More than a quarter of students who start college in this country do not finish. Millions drop out, often with debt. Everyone deserves an extraordinary education. Now is the time. The unexpected pivot to remote learning has illuminated many challenges, including current academic technology and the problems it makes for students and their professors. Think of the difference between how gamers engage in virtual worlds and how most college students have been learning over this last year. We can do better, and now is the time. Equity in educational attainment is the only acceptable outcome. Now is the time. Simultaneously, state funding of public higher education continues a steep decline, with many competing needs for investment of public dollars. Values-based corporate partnerships will become imperative. The University of Minnesota launched this incubator campus in 2009. We had the opportunity to start from scratch with a clear purpose: student success based on using research and moving it to practice. This privilege and responsibility of being a demonstration case campus lets us do what works, and we are ready to scale and determined to sustain our equity outcome. Higher tech will help us make that possible. These world-class partners are working together at the intersection of cutting-edge technology, extraordinary teaching that honors student perspective, and industry-integrated learning to develop today's students into tomorrow's healthcare talent. As machines get better and better at being machines, we know we must get better and better at being human. Next Gen Med will generate something entirely new: human-centered, technology-enhanced, equity-producing education. What will learners experience? A strong sense of belonging with learning communities connecting in person and virtually, active experiential learning, inspirational mentors, gamification with badging for engagement in research-based practice, immersion in cutting-edge real-time research, integrated multidisciplinary coursework focused on health challenges, caring, available faculty who know how to use higher tech instructional tools, life coaches, and learning analytics at faculty fingertips for just-in-time interventions, well-being and mental health as core priorities, digital learning portfolios providing motivation along the way and showcasing competencies for employers after graduation, and importantly, acceleration to career entry. Our vision is to inspire transformation in higher education as we innovate to develop diverse, compassionate, creative, curious graduates with the leadership competencies they will need to design solutions to the grand health challenges of the 21st century. With Google Cloud and Mayo Clinic, extraordinary University of Minnesota faculty, and passionate students, we have what it takes to bring this vision to life. Next generation, high tech, high touch, industry integrated education.
We began this engagement with a design thinking workshop, which is one of the ways we bring the best ideas to life within Google. Today, we would like to offer a new pilot program to you, our public sector community, to apply for a design thinking workshop that will develop breakthrough ideas to solve some of your most pressing challenges. And today, we're excited to expand our student success services. Our latest offering is an AI-powered virtual tutor for personalized learning. The tutor is a dynamic, artificial intelligence tool that helps students reinforce their learning through practice. Built with Google Cloud's AI and machine learning capabilities, the tool drives personalized experiences and knowledge mastery through various educational engagement activities. Technology provides a level of connection and intimacy with your constituents and students that was previously unimaginable. Google Workspace provides an experience that breeds innovation, no matter where people are, helping you collaborate and learn. The Air Force Research Laboratory, AFRL team, is putting this into action with research members scattered around the world to support their work of developing key technology solutions for the Air Force. As a global workforce, AFRL needs to develop, test, and scale software while maintaining high levels of security, seamless collaboration, and an adaptive environment to make the execution of such advanced research as straightforward as possible. Today, I'm thrilled to announce that Google Workspace helps the Air Force Research Laboratory to automate data analysis, increasing both the speed and volume of testing, and provides IL4 compliant controls enabling AFRL to continue to collaborate and innovate while working remotely. Top directors and student researchers at AFRL have seen a positive, tangible impact on their work as a result. As we all know, the past year and a half has pushed us to find new ways to collaborate, not just within organizations, but with those who depend on government. We've been so impressed with Eagle County, Colorado, as they have continued to evolve public services, bringing together frontline workers, first responders, and technologists from over 40 organizations to deliver vital information and resources to their community during natural disasters with Google Workspace.
Yeah, Angela, we have a confirmed structure fire. We're definitely going to need resource support at our ESF1 transportation. We'll be on radio channel ES1.
Part of the reason that we move up here is so that others can come up and enjoy it. And yeah, it's a place that we want to share. Wildfires or any kind of incident is a really scary event, especially when it's happening in your backyard. It's really critical that public safety and government response speaks in a language that people understand.
The unique challenges that we face here in Eagle County is really the lack of representation of people of color in positions of power. And we really have to prepare our system to make sure that we communicate equally to everyone.
One of the things that has always been a challenge in emergency management is we write plans. And those plans fill up binders, and those binders sit on shelves, and when it comes time to respond to an emergency, they never get used.
We knew that we wanted to do something different and unique in emergency management. We'd already seen the power of Google Workspace, and we really wanted to turn that power into making a difference on other people's worst days. The call comes in from dispatch, and we do two things. We create a single Google document, and we create a map. And suddenly we're able to add 40, 45, 50 different organizations.
A big part of emergency responses is establishing that common operating picture in the chaos of a disaster. That means we all have that information as it changes on the field. We have chat groups that include all of those people so we can update them really quickly of on-the-fly adjustments. Our frontline workers can access all of those Google tools on their mobile devices exactly as if they were sitting here in the room with me.
I show them if they have to fill in any Google forms, or I teach them how to go into our website where we have documents. Aquí tenemos toda la información de lo que es el incendio. So it's definitely making our jobs easier.
I can take anybody and quickly give them access to one Google Drive, one Google Doc, one sheet, hook them up with our chat resource, and that everybody's communicating on the same page and set of tools. It's gotten so much easier to use non-Google tools within the Google tool set in a way that helps us bring more people into that system.
digital transformation is a complex term for really just trying to help people do things better.
I am very blessed to do a job that I have a passion for. Serving my community is the greatest gift that I could have. Yeah.
We know disasters are going to be there, right? We know we're going to have other emergencies on the horizon. And using Google Workspace will continue to help our community be more resilient in the face of whatever's next to come. Somos una comunidad unida.
This summit is also about opening doors to build up yourself and your teams. Over the next 2 days, you'll hear from speakers including Reggie Butler, Megan Smith, and Carol Robin about how to build team-level belonging, inclusive environments, and exceptional relationships. And one thing that all you watching have in common is the value you place on learning. As government and education leaders, you want to empower all your constituents to learn the skills they need to achieve successful careers. Technology and cloud skills are in demand. According to the World Economic Forum, 50% of our workforce will need to reskill by 2025. Learning is core to the mission of Google. As a company, we have committed to providing learning opportunities for people for school, for work, and for life. We have multiple programs to prepare people for careers, especially where need is high. It is my pleasure to introduce Lisa Gevelber, founder of Grow with Google, to tell you more about our Grow with Google career pathways.
Thanks, Mike. We started Grow with Google back in 2017 to help people reach their economic potential. And already since then, we've helped 88 million people worldwide get the skills they need for today's jobs, with a real focus on people from underserved backgrounds. 2/3 of Americans will never get a college degree. That's 80 million American workers who feel really locked out of good jobs. But it's not just about the workers. Actually, employers think this is a giant issue too. In PwC's most recent CEO survey, 4 out of 5 CEOs say that not having the skills they need in their workforce is a big threat to their company's growth. So that's why we've started on this endeavor to help people skill for jobs from the most basic skills all the way to the most advanced. And while the cloud certifications really are for people with lots of work experience in the field, we created the Google Career Certificate Program for people to get entry-level jobs in in-demand, high-growth, high-paying fields. For example, IT support, data analytics, user experience design, and project management. These certificates are really rigorous. They're all built by Google employees with decades of years of experience in the field, and they're all vetted with employers who hire people for these jobs. We've had great success to date. 50,000 people have already graduated from our certificate program, and 53% of them are from backgrounds traditionally underrepresented in technology. In the US alone, there's a lot of opportunity for these people. There are 1.3 million open jobs in these 4 fields that we teach alone. And we have 130 employers who have signed up to hire the graduates from the program. These are all actual employers with real jobs available right now. Because we know that to make a more equitable and inclusive job market, it takes a whole ecosystem. We're providing the training from Google along with this hiring consortium of employers, but we're also partnering extensively. We work with high school systems and community colleges, and we've even started working with 4-year colleges and universities. Because what we found in real life, but is also proven in burning glass data, is that if you combine a college degree with one of these certificate programs, you become more employable at higher wages. So we're also working with people like the National Association of Workforce Boards to ensure that these certificates are easily available to those most in need. And if you are from a Workforce Board Association and you want to learn more about how to get involved, we've put a URL here on the screen that you can go to. to find out more information. And if you're an employer who's interested in hiring some of these graduates to help diversify your workforce, or if you're interested in upskilling or reskilling your existing workforce, please just get in touch with us. You can email careercertificates@google.com. Thank you.
Thank you, Lisa. In addition to the career certificates from Grow with Google, we also have an extensive offering for those working with Google Cloud now or in the future. We offer 9 learning pathways for individuals who want to improve their skills for cloud roles. And in education institutions, thousands of faculty take advantage of free curriculum, communities, and credits that help them empower their students with cloud learning. It's been amazing to partner not just with individual learners and faculty, but also with entire states and countries to fuel skilling efforts. A great example is the fantastic work led by Governor Gina Raimondo, Back to Work Rhode Island. We helped their team create a virtual career center that will connect Rhode Islanders to career services on an innovative, data-driven, and easy-to-navigate platform. To make it a little easier for everyone to explore our cloud learning offerings during this important time, we are pleased to share that we are offering 30 days of free access to Google Cloud Skills Boost. Just launched, Skills Boost is the destination for Google Cloud labs, training, and certifications. As public sector organizations continue to accelerate their digital transformation, it's clear that delivering better insights from data, taking full advantage of multi-cloud and hybrid environments, gaining peace of mind with strong security and compliance, and having access to seamless collaboration tools are key ingredients to innovating in the public sector. Thank you to our premier sponsors, Carahsoft, Deloitte, SADA, and SpringML, and to all our sponsors for supporting this year's Government and Education Summit. We are honored to work alongside our experienced Google Cloud partners and customers to bring solutions to constituents, students, and researchers across the globe. Throughout these 2 days, over 60 public sector and Google Cloud leaders will share their lessons learned and best practices for digital transformation. And we know that our customers achieve their goals and the needs of their mission when they learn from each other. With that in mind, I'd like to invite you all to Google Cloud's Public Sector Connect, our community for government and higher education professionals. This community is intended for anyone in the public sector interested in optimizing how Google Cloud can help you, your colleagues, and your constituents. Sign up today at pubsecconnect.com. Thank you for addressing the most important challenges of our time. Thank you for joining us today, and a big thank you to our customer speakers. We hope you'll benefit from hearing from peers on their digital transformation journeys and walk away with new insights to support your mission and objectives.